Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. It's Curtis and today I'm here to do a cake tutorial. It's been forever since I've done a cake tutorial, so I felt like it was due that I do one. So I've done a buttercream floral cake. I thought I'd do one of those because I've been requested to do one of those like ever since I did my Mother's Day one, and I've been doing like Instagram pictures on my business page and my personal one where I posted it as well. So yeah, I thought I'd do one of those. It was due that I do one so I can show you how I actually did the flowers, because I've not actually shown you how to do the flowers. So this video is really long, so I want to get the intro done as fast as possible. So this cake is inspired by Lianne La Havas' second album, Blood, which came out I believe in 2014. I was listening to the music one day and I was just looking at the album cover and I was just like, this colour scheme is absolutely beautiful, as well as the music being beautiful as well. If you don't know Lianne La Havas, get into her, she's so underrated. But yeah, the colour scheme is so beautiful with the pink background. Obviously I love the colour pink, you know that by now. And then you've got the flowers that are in lots of different shades of orange if you look closely. And then you've got the palm leaves of the green, and then you've got the blue from her dress, and with like little sprouts of blue as well on the album cover. So I wanted to do a cake that incorporated all of these colours. I wanted to incorporate the grey as well, but it didn't really work out, and you'll see why. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. So yeah, this video is a long one, so let's get into this video and I hope you enjoy it. So I'm just gonna whiz through the sort of crumb coat part of this because it is not the most important part of this video, but we wanna get to the flower bit basically. So I have an 8-inch cake here and I've just attached it to a 10-inch cake board, and I'm filling this with some Swiss meringue buttercream. I'm using the help of a piping bag and a palette knife to help me do this. I'm now doing a crumb coat. A crumb coat is just a thin layer of buttercream just to lock in all of those crumbs so it doesn't affect my final layer of frosting. When I'm happy with my crumb coat, I pop it straight into the fridge until it's nice and firm. Once it's nice and firm, I can start to do my final layer. So I'm doing this final layer in a pink that mostly sort of tried to resemble the album colour pink that I tried to get. So I'm just putting that around my cake with a palette knife, doing a little bit of a generous amount of buttercream than my crumb coat. I scrape round with a cake scraper, fill in any gaps that I see, go around and scrape again, and then I get rid of that lip at the top of the cake by getting my palette knife vertically against my cake and just bring in that lip. That's going to give me a nice sharp edge. And I am aware that the top of the cake looks a little bit rough, but I wasn't too bothered about sort of fixing that because I know it's going to cover this cake with a lot of flowers, so I was quite happy with the finish. I'm going to pop that cake in the fridge. I'm going to work on our flowers. So to make these buttercream flowers, you're going to need something called a flower nail, which is what I'm holding here. You can get one of these on eBay really cheaply. And you're going to need to cut some parchment paper into squares so you can place them on top. That's what you're going to be piping your flowers onto. You're also going to need a selection of piping nozzles, which I'm holding right now. As I have mentioned a million times, I get all of my piping, I've not mentioned this a million times actually, but I get all of my piping nozzles, or majority of them, on eBay really cheaply. If you type in on eBay, like piping nozzles, you'll find a selection like these, lots of different varieties. And that's where I get them from. They're usually from China. I actually got this particular selection for 99 US cents from China, because I won it in a bidding war. No one bidded basically, so I was the only one who bidded. I got it from China, free postage, 99 cents. So it probably costed those people a lot of money just to get it over to the UK for me, so yeah. I'm only going to be showing you how to use about 3 different piping nozzles, but the one I'm going to be focusing on is this Petal Tip. Now the disadvantage of getting piping nozzles, kind of knockoff ones off the internet, is that they're not numbered, they don't have a number for them, so I'm not sure what to call this, but if you just type in a petal nozzle on eBay, you'll very easily find a nozzle that is very similar to the one I'm holding. Yeah, this is the one we're going to be using. I'm going to show you how to do some cherry blossom flowers. So I've put my piping nozzle into a piping bag, and in this piping bag, as you can see, there is like a reddy orange, a yellowy orange, and a true sort of dark, deep orange. I'm just going to pop some buttercream on top of my flower nail, and I'm going to pop my parchment paper square on top of that. Now holding my piping nozzle sort of vertically against the paper with the thinner side sort of pointing outwards, I'm going to pipe around doing continuous pressure, bring it in and it'll release that pressure. That's going to give you 1 petal. You're going to keep doing this going around your parchment paper until you've done about 5 petals. It should take you about 5 petals to do this. So you just keep going around and doing that, and that's how you get a nice cherry blossom. I really like doing cherry blossoms in different colours because I like how the petals look. I think it gives you a really nice depth when you do that. So I'm just going to show you this one more time quickly. Go around, release the pressure, swipe away. Go around, release pressure, swipe away. You just keep doing that until you get 5 petals. Now this next flower I'm going to be showing you how to do is sort of like a rose. So I start in the middle and you just kind of do like a mound in the middle, like a big poop, like the poop emoji or something. So you have a nice sort of cone, but you want it to be thicker at the bottom. So I'm just going to sort of fix that up now. I wasn't too happy with how the sort of mound was looking, so I did sort of spread it down a little bit with my palette knife. You don't always have to do this, but I just felt like doing it at this point. And I apologise, the angling is just a little bit dodgy here. It is hard to sort of film making these flowers, by the way. It was a struggle. I'm holding the piping nozzle the same again with the thinner side pointing outwards, and I'm just going to do 1 petal just like that. And do another petal sort of overlapping just in the middle of where that first petal started. I'm going to go around again, and you're just going to repeat that process. And as you can see, it's sort of starting to take shape. You're just going to keep going around this sort of mound, doing petals all the way around it, and you will eventually get a really nice looking rose. The colours that I'm using in this piping bag, by the way, is an orange and then that yellowy orange, sort of pointing outwards, so it's at the thinner side of the piping nozzle. And that's going to give me a nice sort of fiery looking rose. I'm going to pop that onto a baking tray so it's ready to go in the fridge. And now this next flower I'm going to show you is literally exactly the same as that rose. So I do a mound in the middle, and I'm just going to go around the bottom and a little bit on the top so I have a little enclosed space. And in this enclosed space, I'm just going to get some blue buttercream with a star tip nozzle, and I'm just going to pipe in the middle because I do want to incorporate some of that blue that's in the album cover. Now doing the same thing again, I'm just going to do petals going around from the top, overlapping them, and I'm going to do basically exactly the same rose. It's just got a little purpley blue middle. Now this next one I'm going to do using the exact same nozzle, holding the thinner side sort of pointing outwards again, using green buttercream. It's a leaf what we're doing, by the way. We're just going to do zigzags, piping in a continuous pressure, going all the way up and then piping downwards again. Now this next one I'm going to be using is a different piping nozzle. It sort of looks like a C or like a smiley face. I do actually know the number of this, not by my head, but the number of this in Wilton. So to help you out, I will put that in the description box below. So using that same green buttercream, I piped a mound in the middle. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to sort of be piping in a 45-degree angle with a little bit of pressure. And you're just going to leave sort of like these sprigs or, I don't know, leaves going around it, and then going on top onto the next layer, piping in sort of the alternate gaps of where the first layer was. You're just going to keep going around again, and you're just going to keep doing this, going all the way around until you finish your, I'm not really sure what to call this. I think this is technically called a succulent. I don't know anything about flowers or greenery or leaves, or I don't know. So yeah, I think this is a succulent, but if it's called something else, then please correct me in the comments below. So I did about 5 of those and just pop them onto my baking tray. And as you can see on my baking tray, I have a lot of different flowers and leaves that I've been doing. So this is going to be really good just to build up on my cake. So I put them all onto a baking tray, and they're just going to go in the fridge for about 2 hours so I can handle them without damaging them. Now we're going to work on our cake, and this is where the grey sort of effect didn't really work out. So I wanted to do this grey sort of cementy look going on where it's like a little bit patchy. I ended up covering it up anyway unintentionally. So what I'm doing now with some green buttercream, I'm doing some sort of palm leaves, and the nozzle I'm using is a leaf tip. It's sort of cut like a V on here, and then it's got a middle bit that's sort of sort of gone inwards, and it should look something like this. So that's what you should be looking out for in your piping set. And I will try and find where this nozzle was on eBay again, and I'll link that in the description box below. So I'm just gonna pipe continuously and it releases pressure until I get a nice palm leaf, and I'm just gonna keep doing this going around the cake, and this is just gonna sort of frame the cake for me of where I wanna put the flowers and stuff. Now, I'm not really going to talk too much now after this. Basically what I'm going to be doing after this is piping some buttercream where I want the flowers to be, just to stick them on and sort of give them a bit more of a three-dimensional effect. Putting on the flowers and the leaves wherever I think they're going to look nice in a crescent moon shape. And yeah, so I'm not really going to talk too much. I'm just going to let you enjoy the cake decorating, and I hope you enjoy it. I might put on some more relaxing music, and yeah, so just enjoy, and I'll catch up with you at the end of the video. This buttercream floral cake. I hope you really like it. I really like how all the colours pop and everything. It's a really nice colour scheme. I find that the orange really pops against the pink and the greens. It just looks so gorgeous. It's a shame I couldn't get the grey going in there because I kind of covered it up unintentionally, and I didn't want to put any more grey on there because then I feel like I wouldn't be getting enough pink from the top of the cake. I still think it looks really nice. I think in hindsight I should have done like a bigger cake, and I would have been able to have done that and achieved that grey effect. But I'm still really happy with it. I hope you guys love it as well. And if you love this cake as much as I do, then please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Both those buttons are just down there, so make sure you click both of those. It'll make me very happy. And follow me on all my social media bits so you can see what I'm doing in the kitchen and just stay up to date on whatever I'm doing. I know I'm being a little bit, recently I've not been too good on social media and just on YouTube in general, and I will try and sort that out soon. I'm just kind of going through some life stuff, so please bear with me. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, so I will see you on my next video, which hopefully won't be too long. And yeah, I hope you all have a lovely weekend or week or whatever it is you're doing, and I'll see you then. So yeah, bye and have a lovely week and whatever.